Hey guys, Storm211 back again with another Nanoblock Unbag and build, and this one is number 50! Yes! I've been doing 50 Nanoblock Unbag and build videos on this YouTube channel, and they have got me a lot of subscribers since I came back onto YouTube 2 years ago, back in October of 2020. And I'm very glad to be doing this again. So for this one, I thought I would do something really awesome. I'm not going to do one of those DX sets because they would take about 2 or 3 parts to do. I thought I'd go with something very special. And I got Greninja, the water frog Pokemon, and personally one of my personal favorite water types out there because he kind of resembles a ninja. And he's a very cool Pokemon. So we are going to build that model for the 50th one. I was hoping to do Garchomp, but because of all the requests to do him before the 50th, thought this would be cool. Okay, so with the bag opened, let's see how many we've got. We've got, well, 4 of, yeah, so it should be an easy one. We're not going to do the Ash Greninja version. We're just going to stick to the Greninja that we get in the game Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, and we'll build a model from that. So I'll see you guys after the sorting of the bricks. Okay, so all the pieces are now sorted together. I've got some dark blue 2x3s. Well, that's sort of like normal blue, but we'll call it blue. Yes, we'll call it blue. We got some 2x4s and some T's right here. It is a bit of a mix and match for the pieces because there's no 2x2s or true groups of sets, so this is the best we can do. We've also got some T's here. We've got some 1x1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. We've also got some 1x6s right here. We've also got some blue L's right here as well. And speaking of the blues, we also have some pastel blues. We have 1x1s here and 1x2s, as well as some T's right here. Then in the pinks, we've got 1x2s, 1x3s, 2x4s, and 2x3s here, as well as some L's. Then we've also got some creamy yellow 2x3s here, some L's, 1x2s, 1x1s, and 1x3s. We've got some white L's, 1x1s, 1x2s, and 2 red 1x2s. So we are off to sorting, we're done sorting all the pieces out. Now we need to get the pieces together and build step 1 of the model. Okay, so step 1 of the build is done. I began with the blue 2x3 here at the back, and then I grabbed a 1x2 here and a 1x1 here. Then in the middle is a creamy yellow 2x3 right here. Then in front of it is a pink 2x3, then a pink 1x2, and a 1x3 right there. So not really much of a, excuse me, of a interesting start to the build, but we are, well, it looks like we're starting off with the head of Greninja. As you can probably tell, the pink is for his tongue. So we're going to be working on the head first. So that's it for step 1. I'm now going to get to work on step 2 of the build. Okay, so step 2 of the build is now done. I had a bit of a tricky spot on this one because I didn't know where to start or how to start it. So what I did was I started off with the creamy yellow 2x3 here in the middle. I put it on top, a row in front of the creamy 2x3 from the previous step, and then I put the pink 2x3 from the last step underneath it. Then what I did was the pink 1x3, 1x2, sorry, here, then the L's here and here. Then I had to go around it, so I did the pink 2x3 here and the 2x4 right here. Then a pink L right here at the back, and then 2 2x3s of pinks right here and here. So we're nearly done with step 2. There's just a few more, just one more thing to do. We have to grab a 2x4 and a 1x4 and a 1x6 here, and we have to put one on top of the other, the 1x4 on top of the 1x6, and then put it on top like that. So it looks like we're starting to truly build up the head of Greninja, but also work on one of his arms while we're at it. So with that over and done with, I'm now going to get to work on step 3. Okay, so step 3 is now complete. Just a really easy one, really, after the last step. A pink 1x3 here at the front, and then a 1x2 right here. Then you need 5 2x3s. You need to place one here, and then one here. And finally at the back here, here, and here, with a 1x2 right here, to help form the neck scarf of Greninja that you probably have seen with the character. But that's it for step 3, and it looks like I'm now going to have to get to work on step 4, where we're going to make more of the actual head of Greninja. Okay, so we are working on a bit of Greninja's head now. So we've done a cream yellow 1x2 here, and then here, and then here, making sure that it kind of forms like a little arrow of sorts. Then a white 1x2 here and here to help complete the arrow. And at the back is 2 cream yellow L's, where one is facing northeast, the gap, sorry, and another is facing northwest. And in those gaps is filled up by a blue 2x3, so that is that for step 4 of the build. Now I'm going to have to get to work on part 1 of step 5 of the model, because we are going to be working on his left flipper. Okay, so part 1 of this step is now done. Really easy. First of all, you grab a 2x3 blue here, and then attach a T right here. Then, on top of it, you put a white 1x1, but in the very center of the T, so that it forms a nice, good foundation for the rest of Greninja. Then you put on a blue L here, then a 1x2, followed by a little 1x1 here at the back, and that is that for part 1 of the build, of the step. But we have a little more to do, which I think would be cool to do right here on camera. You need 2 little 1x2s here, and then you attach one here, and then another one here at the bottom. And that is that. So now, I can get to work on part 3 of the step. Okay, so the third and final part of the step is almost done. It just needs a little assembly, but I thought I'd show you guys what you had to do first. So first of all, we had to grab a blue 1x4 right here in the middle, then 2 L's right here and here. Then once we are done with those, we got some cream yellow 1x1s here and fill the gap of the L's up. Then we attach a little 2x3 here at the top. So we are done with that part of the step. All we have to do is attach it onto the model like so. There we go, and we've got a good rest. Then we're going to attach that onto the model, and I just need to attach a little L. Alright, and then we attach it like so. We have done Greninja's left flipper, front flipper. So next up, we just need to do a little bit more of the pink. We grab 2 L's and a 1x3, and then, from the look of it, you have to attach one of the L's and place it right here. Then another L right here at the top, and then slap that right bang onto the model as such. And that is that for step 5 of the build. Really tricky, especially with the hands if you're not too careful, so just be a little bit more wary of how you do the build as you go along. But with that over and done with, I can now get to work on step 6 of the build, where we're actually going to work on the pupils of Greninja. Okay, so step 6 is now over and done with. It's a bit of a fickle, especially with the loose left arm, but hopefully in the later steps it will be addressed, so don't worry about that too much. First of all is I did a blue 1x1 here, followed by a blue T, so that it forms a sort of like a plus symbol on the model. Then, with the gaps from the T's, I put on red 1x2s here. Then behind it was white L's, where the gaps were facing northeast and northwest respectively. And then the same again with the cream yellows, again going into the back of the head. Then a blue 2x4 here, and a 1x2 right here, with a pink 2x4 right here to help form more of the tongue scarf. So with step 6 over and done with, and a little bit of nervousness around the stability over the previous steps in regards to the arm, we're going to move on to step 7 of the build. Okay, so step 7 is now complete. Really simple. Started off with a blue 1x1 here. Then I went and put a 1x6 right behind it to make it sort of a foundation brick for carrying on with the rest of the build. Then I did a white 1x1 here and here. Then put on blue L's here, and along the back was two 1x3s here and here. Pastel blue 1x2s here and here, and then blue 1x2s here and here. Then cream L's here and here. And the last thing to add, I thought I would save this to be a little more interesting on the video. To finish the tongue scarf, a pink 2x3 right there at the tip of the tongue. Because you know what happens when you have something on the tip of your tongue. Funny stories, isn't it? So anyway, step 7 is now over and done with, and now I can move on to step 8 of the build. Okay, so step 8 is over and done with. So we're actually working now on the top of Greninja's head, so that we can form the pointy top of the head that Greninja has. So to start off, I did the blue 1x2 here, followed by a 2x3 right here. Just trying to make sure that with the 2x3, it is not over the white 1x1, so otherwise it will look a little off. Then I applied a blue 1x4 right here at the back, and then two pastel blue 1x2s here and here. Again, make sure that they are not over the pastel blue 1x2s from the previous step, otherwise it will not give off that consistency with the head. Then I applied two 1x3 blues here, and the same again with the creamy yellow. So those steps are now over and done with, and now I can move on to step 9 of the build. Okay, so step 9 of the build is over and done with. What I did was I began with a 1x6 blue in the middle, and then put a little 1x1 in the, behind it, so that it still keeps up that streak on Greninja's head. Then again, two pastel blue 1x2s here and here. Then two blue 1x3s here and here, followed by cream yellow 1x3s also on the back of the head. You just have to make sure that the model does keep up the line going from the ears of Greninja as such. And that is that for step 9 of the build, and we are carrying on with this pattern onto step 10. Okay, so step 10 of the build is now done. We are working towards the end of the head of Greninja. So let me start off. I began with a blue 1x1 right here at the back, then a 1x4 right here. Then for both sides of the head, and you can do this however you want. I started with the left and moved on to the right. A blue 1x2 right here, then a blue L, followed by another cream yellow L here, and a 1x1 right here. So we are nearly done with the head of Greninja. Step 11 is the final step for the head assembly, and then once we're done with that, it's on to something else on Greninja. Okay, so step 11 is now over and done with the model. Really easy. You just have to put on two blue 1x3s here. Make sure that they are at least a peg over the blue L's from the last step. And of course the same again with the cream yellow 1x2s. So we are done with the head for the time being, and now we can move on to something else on step 12. It looks like we're going to be working on Greninja's body. Okay, so step 12 is now over and done with. Really easy to begin with, I should say. First of all, I did a blue 2x3, followed by a blue T here. Then I went right next to the 2x3 and moved a 1x3 right next to it. Then I applied a blue L right here, followed by a 2x3, then a 1x4 right there. So that is that for step 12 of the build. And now I have to get to work on step 13 of the build, where we're actually building up more of the body of Greninja. Okay, so step 13 is over and done with. What I did was, I started off with a 1x2 right here, then I went and applied a 2x3 blue, then another L, a blue L here. Then what I did was, when it was over the blue T, I applied a 1x4, then a 1x4 here, and a 1x1 cream yellow here, followed by an L and a 1x2 right here. So we are done with that. It does look a little wobbly at first glance, but hopefully in step 14 we can resolve this issue. So that's what I'm going to get to work on with step 14. Okay, so step 14 is now over and done with. I'll explain why I've got the main body over in a minute. First of all, I just had to do a blue 1x2 here, then a cream yellow 2x3 here, and then a blue 2x3 here, followed by another blue 1x2 right here. So that is over and done with, and now we have to attach the head, where we've done most of the work of the model, onto the new body. And I just have to make sure that it is in line, like so. Hope I've done this correctly. Kind of looks like I might have made a bit of an oops. Yep. Will take me a few seconds to resolve. And that is 1 second. I need to put the model back. There we go. Alright, so the cream 2x3 has to go like that. There we go. That looks a lot better now. The 2x3 cream from step 14, sorry, has to be underneath the 2x3 from the last step. I just need to make sure that I've done this correctly and get back to you guys. Okay, so it is now fixed. I just had to make sure that it was it has to look like this. A little bit of a oops moment on my part, but also a bit of good news is that the arm has stopped wobbling around now. So that is one bit of good news out of all of it. Everything is now fixed and in order, so now I can carry on with the next step of the build, which will be step 16. Okay, so step 16 does have a two-part process to this, so I might as well do that first to show you guys what you have to do. So at the bottom of this is a blue 2x4 and a 1x2 right here. You try to make it look like a 2x5 instead of looking like a funny little L, and it'll all be good. Anyway, I've got 2 more blue L's for right here. Gotta make sure that the points are facing southeast and southwest respectively. We've also got pastel blue 1x2 right here. That was my next step. Then another blue L where the gap was facing northeast. And then finally a blue 2x4 right here at the back. So we are done with that step, and it looks like we are working on some of Greninja's feet. So I'm going to carry on with working on that. Okay, so before I explain what I did underneath Greninja's body, allow me to explain what I did right here with part 2. So I started off with a white L right here, then a pastel blue T. Then I filled in the gap with the for the pastel blue T with another L, and of course another L right here at the back. Then right in between those pieces is a 2x3 in blue. Then on top, as you can see, we've got blue L and a 1x2 right here, followed by a pastel blue 1x1. Then what I did was on Greninja's body, I did a 1x3 here, then a 1x2 here and here. And with that step over and done with, it looks like we just have to attach this onto Greninja's body. And it looks like I gotta apply it at a certain brick. Not sure what it's supposed to look like. Maybe like that? Could be. Ah, it was probably on the wrong way around. I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Okay, so I've got it all fixed now. I put it on the, I put the left leg on the wrong side of Greninja's body. It was supposed to be facing up like this. Let me just move my hand out of the way. There we go. And that is what Greninja is supposed to look like now. So with that little oops moment out of the way, I'm now going to move on to the next step of the build, which will be step 17. Okay, so step 17 of this build is a two-part step, which has to be followed. First of all, it was a blue 2x3 right here at the back. Then on top of it is a pastel blue 1x1 here, followed by a T right here, with an L here and an L there. And yep, that is it. There's nothing more that you have to do for that part of the step. So we just need to move on to the next part. Okay, so part 2 of step 17 is now over and done with. What I did was I started with the pastel blue T right here, and I had to make sure that was on top of the pastel blue 1x1 from the last step. Then what I did was apply a blue L here, where the gap was facing northwest. Then a white L, where it's also the gap's facing towards the northeast. And of course a blue L again, where the gap is facing the T. He's main point in the middle of the build. Then on top is a pastel blue 1x1 right here at the top. So with that over and done with, we just need to apply this onto the model now, and hopefully, there we go, looks like I've done that one correctly now. Hallelujah for that. So Greninja almost has his, well, he has his very strong legs, his thighs, but we just need to give him his feet now. So that's what we're going to do on step 18 of the build. Okay, so you do have to apply both feet onto Greninja in step 18, but I thought I'd show you guys that we have to do one feet at a time. So for the what looks like the right foot of Greninja, we start off with a blue T right here, then a cream yellow 1x2 here, and then a 1x3 here and here. Then on top, up where the long part of the T is, we put on a blue 2x3 here, then a blue 1x4 here, so that gives off that illusion of Greninja's pose. Then all we have to do, if I look at the instructions carefully, yep, apply as such, like so. And that is one foot down. So now I need to work on the second foot. Okay, so the other foot is now done. It's practically the same as the first foot, but instead of the 1x4, you have to apply a little 1x1 right here. It does look a little awkward, I know, but it's really important. Then all we have to do is apply that piece on like so. And we've got ourselves a standing ninja frog, but he's only got one hand, and we need to give him a second one. So that's what we're going to do with the last step on step 19. Okay, so the last step, step 19, has a 3-part process to it, so I'm going to do it one by one for you guys. So if you remember early on in the video when we had to do the first hand, we had to put on, we had to start with 2 blue L's and 2 cream yellows. Well, this time we have to start off with instead of the 1x4, it's a 1x3, and on the top is a blue T and a 1x3 instead. That will be explained later because it's his right hand laying down on the floor. So with that over and done with, we are now going to move on to the next step, which will be, well, next part of the step, which will be part 2. Okay, so part 2 of the step is, it's really easy and it was over in a matter of seconds. I applied a blue 1x3 here, then a white 1x1 here, followed by a 2x3 right here at the top. And that was that for that step, but now we can move on to the final part of the step, which is where we take another 2x3 in blue, you apply it on like so, and then all you have to do is attach it onto the model of Greninja. And that is that. Greninja is now a fully built ninja frog, ready to go around and dealing swift justice with his water shuriken. I hope you guys enjoyed my 50th Nanoblock Unbag and Build here on the YouTube channel. Just a quick announcement in regards to the channel, the future of it right now, going on from here on out. Right now, I'm going to be temporarily stopping the Nanoblock Unbag, Unbox, and Builds just for a moment until I've got a proper setup. Now, in case you haven't seen the announcement from the end of December of last year, 2021, I said that I would do a, well, when I get to 200 subscribers, I would upgrade my little, get an upgrade for my, for a studio, because right now, the current location, I like it a lot, but it just doesn't feel like it's a proper YouTube studio to me. And the layout that I've got right now, it is a bit of a hassle and a bit sore sometimes on my body, and I want to upgrade that to something that is a little more vibrant, a little more me. And I hope you guys can help me reach that 200 subscriber mark to get that studio upgrade. We're still aiming at the time of the recording of this video for the 100 mark, and I will do a 100 subscribers special where I will show off my role-playing game collection to each and every one of you. But for right now, I'm gonna have to keep my hopes up and hit that hope that we reach that 200 subscriber mark. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. Of course, please do also check the gaming content that I do, because that's what I want to do right now. Just focus on the gameplay content for the channel, the role-playing games, the Yu-Gi-Oh games. Hopefully, also some other Pokemon games in the future. But right now, it's the nanoblocks will stop, but they will come back. Hopefully, we will get to another 50 unbag and builds for the channel, but not in the setup that I've got right now. I want to do it in a better setup, and I hope you guys can help me reach that goal of 200 subscribers to get it done. Thank you very much, guys. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so. Happy gaming!